Welcome back, everyone. Hope James has been entertaining you. I believe James has found these guys at home. The Warthogs. From one iconic African animal to another, we had the zebra. And this is definitely one that's always high on the list of species that people wish to come and see in Africa. One of the two wild boar species that's found in this part of the world. Other one is the bush pig. Obviously this is the warthog. The bush pig, which is more of a nocturnal creature and not so much found in these parts of the world, but have been recorded, but it's not very common to see the bush pig. The bush pig will remind you a lot more of a type of wild boar that you will see in Europe and other parts of the world. You see, warthog's got a very short neck, like most pigs, and well, firstly they are omnivores, but the bulk of their diet is basically grass roots and bulbs and tubers that they dig out using their noses, and also they use the tusks to uproot these things. And you can see this one is bent down on its front knuckles in order to reach. Got another question for the viewers. Since we have a dazzle of zebra and all sorts of funny collective nouns for these creatures, what would be the collective noun for warthogs? A little hint, this would be the same as for pigs in general. What is the collective noun for warthogs or pigs in general, as it is actually the same word? While we await some answers being streamed, which you can obviously send to #SafariLive on Twitter, or alternatively email us your answer to questions@wildearth.tv. So what we have here, it seems to be a little family where you have a boar and a sow and obviously a young one. Now normally the litter sizes are usually up to about 4 or 5, and this could very well have been the sole survivor of such a litter. I'm trying to figure out if it's not two males or whether it is in fact indeed a female and a male. The one closest to us who's just turned out is definitely a male. If you look at the so-called warts on the face, you see where he's scratched now. He's got this protrusion on the cheek. It's not really warts, it's just a cartilage protrusion to protect the face from fighting other males. And you can look further down closer to the tusk, there's another set of protruding warts that indicates that it is a male. The females only have the set of warts on the cheeks and not the ones just above the tusks. These tusks do look quite formidable, but it is not a weapon. It's mainly used as a digging tool. The ones in the bottom jaw, which is usually not visible unless it opens its mouth, they grind against the upper tusks, and that keeps them razor sharp, and that's the ones that potential predators need to be wary of. I've seen even leopard and lion put to flight by an aggressive warthog. Seem to have an answer coming through on that question from Kathleen on Twitter, and Kathleen says the collective noun for warthogs and pigs is a sounder, and that's 100% correct. We've also had a number of correct answers, and congratulations to everybody who had that right. It is indeed a sounder. Now, warthogs are quite widespread in sub-Saharan Africa, found all the way from South Africa northwards, ranging into even parts of North Africa, West Africa. And in terms of conservation status, it's an animal that's not endangered. In fact, in some areas in South Africa, they are known to be quite a nuisance in some agricultural areas. And so as far as conservation status is, this is the one creature that's still in abundance, even outside major conservation areas. Oof. It's a harsh life out here. He's obviously found a very, very tasty little piece of grass or tuber of some sort and just chased her off there now. If you look at the female on the right, see she's got these white beards, which is absent usually with adult males. And you'll find that the juveniles and the females have those white beards, yet the adult males don't. The male that we have here with this female is not an adult male, still a fairly young sub-adult, and therefore he might still show it. Now, the main reason behind that is it's also a disruptive feature that could potentially fool predators into thinking that it is a very large male. That white beards might glister in the sun, and it, at a distance, might even mimic the appearance of tusks, which could potentially deter a predator. This is a fairly large female. I must say, it's not often you see such a large female, or a sow, as we refer to. Well, it seems like our time is slowly but surely running out. I just want to take this opportunity to, first of all, thank all my ex-colleagues Scott and Brent, who's not with us today. He'll be back soon. Just for the opportunity to come to Djuma and just, even though it might be for this morning, be part of this phenomenal journey. And then thank you very much to you viewers who joined us on this morning safari. It's been fantastic, it's been awesome, and I think it's a brilliant concept, and definitely something that intrigues me. And it's good to see some old faces again. And I would appreciate some feedback on Twitter. Let me know what you thought of my safari. It's always good to be feedback fit, and it would be interesting to see what the vote is out there regarding what I've done today and how I've conducted your journey and your safari. And we're going to slowly start pointing homewards, and join us again for this afternoon for the safari. I won't be present. I'd be on my way, but you never know. Maybe you'll see this face again in the near future. So just a thank you to everybody, and over to James.
Welcome back to Jiggy, everybody, as we close off the morning game drive. It's been a pleasure having you with us. I'm just going to probably keep moving slightly. Try not to break the car again. We've got about 3 minutes left, and we've had a spectacular morning. We've seen lions, we've seen buffalo. Chris has seen warthog and nyala and impala. He's shown you some fascinating birds, and I must thank you for being nice to him. Feedback is that he hasn't burst into tears, which is always a plus. I nearly burst into tears on my first drive. I didn't really, and I'm sure he didn't either. So thank you for that. And it's just been a really productive morning after some fairly quiet ones, and we're very grateful to the powers that be in the wilderness who've given it to us. And I feel it, like I was saying to you earlier, a very peaceful atmosphere about the wild today. We'll be back obviously later on today at about, I've forgotten what time we're going out. We're going out at 3 o'clock this afternoon for us. I'm not sure what time that is for you, wherever you are in the world. Some leopard tracks there. And we'll try and see what we can see. Please keep your eyes on the cameras at the dams. It's really good to have your feedback from them. We really love to hear from you, and we love your questions. And remember, there are no stupid questions. I may give a number of stupid answers, but there's certainly no stupid questions. And so keep them coming. And any comments you have, suggestions, things you'd like to see, things you'd like us to explain on the afternoon game drive, please send them through as well. So I'm just going to go and stop up on the clearing here, and we'll have a look-see over the expanse of African wilderness that we have at our disposal here. Remember, you're driving through 3.5 million hectares of the Greater Limpopo Transfrontier Park, and Djuma is just 1,500 hectares of that huge expanse. So that's about 8 or 9 million acres that we're part of. And it's a great privilege for me every day. And I think when I get out of bed and it's dark and it's cold, and we come out here into this massive expanse of glorious nature. So thank you very much for joining us. We've got about 20 seconds left with you. I hope you've had a good time. We've certainly had a lovely time. And I'm going to leave you with a scene out over this Marula crest, where the birds will come and roost, and the sounds of the wilderness will ebb off into the glory of the African midday. See you later.